Hello, everyone. This is Holly from 7H, and I hope several of you will join me here for today's Hangout. Um, I'm going to share the link on our website in our chat space as I do every week so that members only, can join us. And I hope to see you there very soon. Um, So 7H is a place to practice your English. We have weekly classes live. We have one here currently on Hangouts every Sunday and another on Tuesdays for pronunciation focused listening and pronunciation practice. And you're welcome to join us. If the times don't fit your schedule, let me know because I do periodically change the times as I can. Right now, they are scheduled for my best convenience. They are offered free. Everything on 7H is offered free of charge. The more you put in, the more benefit you receive. We have daily collocation posts for chance to practice specific vocabulary, interesting blogs and discussions started by other members as well as myself, and lots to do and learn from. Feedback is offered. I do post responses as time allows with additional idioms, vocabulary, synonyms, grammar notes, and more. I share a lot of resources and encourage you to do the same. Memrise is one site many members have enjoyed using to remember vocabulary. So I'm not afraid to share other resources, encourage you to talk about what works for you. Learning a language can be a challenge, can be fun, and our weekly hangouts are a chance for you to talk about things you want to talk about. Suggested topics from other members today were to talk about the Olympiads and whether how you feel about whether these are true athletes, true sport, or is it more political, more games? If you had the choice, would you choose to chase Olympics or to participate in a local activity? Um, Talking about that. And because that topic was suggested, I suggested anything that starts with the letter O. So we have possibilities in many directions. And um, President Obama, our prior president of the United States, what's he doing now? Was one suggested O topic. Oil certainly can go in many directions. So join us. Octopi, the plural of octopus, omelets, if you want to talk about food. Many things begin with the letter O and offer unique opportunities to practice your English. Once in a blue moon is an idiom that starts with the letter O. And once in a blue moon, I start a class and no one shows up. I hope that is not going to be the case here, and hope we will see others joining any minute. So hopefully we will see other members joining here. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to, there's Gerard. I didn't have to wait long.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Fairly good day today. How about you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Yeah, I can say I am better than last week. ah, some weeks were just intense, and starting off a new week Some people start on Sunday today. Some say Monday starts the week, but it's a better week already, either way. So what has you smiling today? What's better for you?
I don't know. I woke up 1 hour ago.
Aha!
I'm not completely awake yet.
So we'll wake you up. If Ivan shows up, he wants to talk about Olympiads. I'm curious to hear what he has to say with all of the this week news from here with the doctor for the gymnasts. Certainly not pleasant news, but letter O, Vasanth suggested President Obama, oil, ooze. So anything that starts with the letter O. So you said you woke up 1 hour ago. So how long does it take you to feel fully alert and awake and ready for the day when you wake up? I need 1.5 hours. What do you usually need?
Depends. I even didn't have time to drink a coffee.
Oh my. I'm impressed you join a class without coffee.
Basant is here.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Hopefully. Can you hear us, Basant?
So.
No? Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, all right. Welcome. So I'm trying to fill Gerard in on possible O topics. And talking about how long it takes us to wake up. And Gerard's actually joining us before
I'm going to text you, Ivan.
Yeah, say, where is he? Busy somewhere else. I like his Friday, not enough response at all yet, but I like his attempts in our chat to get Friday random eclectic collections of music or topics he's been sharing in our chat. Uh-oh, okay.
I just sent him the link.
Okay. And yeah, we have some rain here today, but not stormy enough to lose electricity, at least not yet. I'm thankful for the rain. Here, weather's been strange around the world again. Yeah. And I guess we have a really bright moon coming up this week, 31st, I think. We're supposed to make sure we pay attention to the super moon.
Okay. Electricity failure. Blackout.
I'll probably have clouds and not be able to enjoy it. That seems to be what happens here when there's a special moon. I try to pay attention. Stars have been really pretty this winter. I don't know if we have had more clear weather than usual at night, but we've had beautiful stars. There he is.
Ivan is here.
He is
here. Hello.
Hello, hello. So now I get to be quiet and you guys get to take over an interesting array of topic suggestions for the letter O. So somebody start us off. Olympiads, oil, Obama, ooze, many other suggestions. So what are we going to talk about with the letter O first?
Obamacare.
Oh my. Yeah, I can't wait to get to the discussions later and really carefully read what everyone's been sharing. So fascinating how different things are, some things are around the world. Obamacare, yeah, we don't call it that anymore, you know.
Why? Is it changed?
Well, because Obama is a bad word when President Trump is in office. We don't use his name to reference much of anything if we can avoid it. That is the rule. So it has a new name. I actually forget what the new name is now, but no one likes to call it by its official name, the ACA, Affordable Care Act. it's not very affordable for a lot of people and doesn't provide a lot of care, and it hasn't acted very well. So its official name is rather taboo. Vasant has a question.
Yes, do every politician represent their photos or names in whatever schemes they are introduced to the people? Do they do that for every scheme, like Obamacare? Because here the prime minister or the chief minister, they will put their photographs to brag about their.
So your sound is not super clear, but I think what you are asking and telling us is that when new bills are promoted or enacted, someone's face is associated with them in the advertisements and promotion. Is that what you're saying? A politician's face will be associated?
Yes. Their name and.
No, not common practice here. I don't know in Spain or Russia.
No.
Obamacare was nicknamed because it was his huge initiative, and people liked to mock him, and it was not something anyone else wanted to be associated with. So it was helpful to associate his name so you could blame him for everything that went wrong. But normally, no. Politicians' names are often mentioned because they had a lot to do with promoting it, but I can't think of ever seeing name as an official name of a bill. Not usually. Sometimes, but not usually. Gerard?
Yeah, I remember in Spain some few times some law get the name of the politician because it was a controversial law. So it's easy to remember this law, the law with the name of the politician, and everybody knows which law we are talking about. But not usual.
I don't know why, but I can't remember any positive case of that. So if you have name of something, it's mean it was failed or will be failed or it's just stupid thing or something like this. So we have to get name into that. We have to point that this stupid guy made this.
Yes, if it is a living person's name, that's a problem, because if it's named after any dead people, that's okay for me, because they will be remembered forever. Because just like naming an airport with John F. Kennedy's airport, just like that. But a living person's name, it is more controversial. They are bragging while they are living. That's not a.
Yeah. So opposite, culturally opposite. So in India, it's meant to be a bragging good thing. And I think for the rest of us here, it's usually when something's controversial or going the wrong way, not something anyone else wants to be.
But one good thing is we have the cultural differences inside India. So if you name after some person, then you will get their good opinion. They will vote for you during the next election. So it is an attention grabbing practice.
So I'm waiting to see what law will be named after Vasant.
Only a famous person.
You will be. I suspect you will be. Olympiads. What did you want to talk about, Ivan?
Yes, Olympiads.
Silence.
Ivan.
Sorry, I missed question. I'm sorry. It's too noisy here.
Okay.
So President Obama, what is he up to these days? Have you heard something recently Vasant, or you're truly
Yeah, I see something. I see an interview with David Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it? On
I didn't
Netflix?
listen. I saw
On
it.
Netflix. It is available on Netflix.
Mm. Yeah, it's on my list to try and listen to. I've heard interesting reactions to it, and I smile every time I see David Letterman. What a different looking man he is with that big beard. Yeah, yeah. I've seen images of President Obama most recently beginning to get serious and trying to figure out how to get away with condemning some of the things that have been happening. Mostly what I have seen has been positive, social, enjoying life sorts of images, some of them involving a lot of lavish parties and expenses, which surprised me a little bit because he always tried to be real to all levels of society, but most of what is shared is out of my zone of reality. 33 years. Wow.
Да. I'm sorry.
Yes, he was very good.
Yeah. Vasant, have you heard something about President Obama?
No, the last thing I remember was his farewell day in the White House, and he left the White House by helicopter.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah.
And another word with that starts with the letter O. Oprah. Oprah.
Yeah. Oprah. Yes. The Oprah fiasco.
Is she going to apply for president?
This week she says absolutely no, that she's not. But I liked what she said. I forget exactly how she phrased it, but she admitted that she just doesn't have the right balance of what it takes to handle the office of the president. So I don't think she will. I think Sam Stedman would like her to, but
I think it will be good for diversity, to have a black woman in the head of America. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I have no idea. After what happened this time, I have no idea. I just hope someone who will speak to the issues and stop playing these stupid Twitter games and insulting and just try to be a little bit classy would be appreciated on my end, no matter if I agree with their opinions or not. If they will just try, there are some serious issues to deal with, and someone willing to listen and talk and admit all sides of an issue would be refreshing. Yeah.
Now you see George Bush, a good president in comparison.
I strongly believe that if trend will be the same, we will remember Trump like a good one.
He's hoping so. I don't see that happening exactly yet, but he has the State of the Union address this week, and he hopes to convince us all that he is a new turnaround, and then we're moving in a better direction. So, yes, Vasant.
Holly, I read about they conducted a test on Trump's mental ability. Is that common? Is that common for every president, or just they did for him?
He requested it because he slurred his words at a speech not too long ago, and internationally televised, and so people were like, oh, is he suffering a stroke? He claims he had taken Sudafed or some sort of medication, and that's what that he wasn't feeling well and had taken medication, and that's what that was related to. But the media is just a circus. They jumped on it, and so President Trump, requested a specific mental acuity test, but the test that he had is a standard one that's given that would not have been difficult for him to pass. So it's just part of the media circus joke stuff going around. But he was trying to put to rest the comments being aimed at him. It's okay if he makes insults about Hillary, like when she fell that one time when she was really, really ill, and he tried to say she was unfit for presidency. But it's not okay if somebody says it about him. That it was just, it's just people not talking about the real issues. But he did surprise me with what he shared from his medical exam. I didn't expect him to share his cholesterol rating, which is quite high, and blood pressure. And he has some challenges. His diet is horrible, and he doesn't look super healthy to much of anyone. But he does have a very busy schedule, even if it's not busy in the same way as most past presidents. So he does maintain. I will give him that. I am impressed with the stamina that he has demonstrated. I don't have that stamina, and he's older than I am. Truly, I mean, it takes a lot. So Gerard and I are both volunteering interesting throat issue sounds.
So what about the Olympiads? Who wanted to talk about that?
What did you want to raise about Olympiads, Ivan?
Well, it's kind of about politics, but not the total issues about politics. So the reason why we hear about Olympic Games and Olympiads a lot these days, it's because of this boycott of Russia in Olympiads, and our people cannot find like unanimous solution for that. So what is the idea? The idea is that Russia can participate, but without our flag. They cannot say they are Russian. So they are just sportsmen from nowhere, from Mars, from I don't know.
From the planet Earth.
Yeah, it's not allowed to use flag, not allowed to use symbolic music, anything related to Russia. So they just from nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah, and there are. It's kind of very complicated issues. From one point of view, it's for many sportsmen. It's only one chance to participate in Olympiad because their career is very short time, right? So if you say no, we will boycott that. It's me, and we take that chance from them, right? From another point of view, it's obviously humiliation of Russia, of us. It's obviously cannot, can't be forgiven. We cannot we cannot play this game. And now society is divided. What should we do? Should we forget about our honor for this sportsman and allow them to participate, or should we go other direction? And it's a hot topic, very hot topic now.
Does anyone know? I just wrote a question. Does anyone know the answer to my question there? I don't know in this circumstance if they do appear and they won an event.
They allow it to accept the medals, but they medals to to this person, not to this like team, country team. Yeah, so it's nonsense. But you see,
it's a huge issue. I mean, Russia has. There's no one who would deny there have been some amazing athletes in many Olympic events from.
And because of this topic, there are many issues with Olympics. We now started to think, what is that? It's obviously not about sport anymore, right? It was not about sport for decades. It's not about sport. So what is that then? Is this exactly politics? If it's politics, why we should care about sportsmen? Why don't we have to answer like to political gesture? So it's very complicated.
But somehow it's about the sport and somehow it's about politics. That's the problem. A sportman need to go to the Olympiads if you want to be important, as you said before.
What happens to, in your countries, if you know, to Olympiads who win once or maybe 2 or 3 subsequent Olympics? Is their name known forever? If they don't win a gold medal, is their name known? Are they paid? Are they honored lifelong?
In our case, yes, we know them. They are paid from government. They have some gifts and some premiums. What's the name for this? So one-time money, so like big money, but one-time pay. And yes, if that is not only once, if it's sequential games, we know them by names. They have some fan groups, or something like this.
I think the problem here also is drugs in sports. It's a spread problem, something normal that it's only bad when you are caught. That's the problem. You are caught, you are a bad guy, but everybody does that. Remember, Armstrong, this biker, get meted taking drugs, and he won many medals. But I think that happened in America. I guess it got happened a lot. Taking drugs because some sportsmen were impressive, and there were some drugs that wasn't able to be detected, like the hormones. 2 decades or 3 decades ago weren't able to detect them. So the problem is Russian sportsmen and women were caught. But I don't know if it was something white. All the sportsmen were in this.
Well, problem not that. Some sportsmen were caught with some drugs. It's okay. We don't deny that. So we know that it can be applied to any sportsman. But okay, let's get it out of the question. So we against another thing. Olympic committees start to punish all the Russian athletes because of that. So because we found, so it's obviously politics. It's not about sport at all. So we can forget about sport. It's not about that. It's not about drugs. It's just a continuation of politics. This Russian threat and so on. But we started to think about that more broadly now. We started to think, do we need Olympic Games at all if we have it in this way? And it's not a clear question.
So no one has an answer.
So now in our government, in our society, we have a few, I would say, extremist points from different sides on on this issue. One of them say, from this, let's prohibit any Olympic movement in our country from now on. Let's forget about that. Let's spend money not to that. Let's spend money to sport for children. Let's spend money to inside country for the sport. Let's forget about this nonsense. It's not about sport. It's about drugs. It's about politics. Let's forget about that totally. And I would support this. I'm not against it because I don't think about Olympic Games too warm recently. And other people say like we should go through anything. what will we just should be inside this movement, inside this Olympic movement, whenever it costs. So I don't agree with that, but it's another point of view, very popular.
And what about the Russia participates with another name?
It's impossible.
Okay.
It's possible. Yes. So it's a very complicated question, but there are a lot of rules, and it must be humiliation. And especially it's a complicated question because in 1984 we already had this. we opted out of Olympic movements and organized it own, and it was brought Olympic alternative Olympic movement with China, with Asia, and with Russia. So we did that. We call it Games of Free Will or something like this. So history always repeats itself. So now we see it again.
Yes, I remember in 1978 it was in Moscow, the Olympic Games, and in 1984 in Los Angeles.
1980 in Moscow.
1980, yes.
Yes. And after that, Soviet Union boycotted all this, a few cycles of Olympic Games. So it's always about politics, and now it's very
Politics.
Politics. Yes, but I think that now it's inside our country. It's more hot topic than Trump and feminism and anything else.
It would be in Russia. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to ask you: does Olympic Games is Olympic Games something special for you or not?
Understand.
Yes, it's really a special event for us, and even government offer government jobs to the people who won medals in the Olympics or any other international events, because we have a sports quota, like we have some reservations like for army peoples and sports people, so they get job. That's one good thing. And another bad thing is there is an allegation that people who have political influences, they got only selected for such events because some corrupted people in the selection committee. So it happens, and the people who got ignored, who got rejected, were very poor people, so they cannot even sue them. So that is another problem. So they went unnoticed.
Yeah. I used to love the stories of the little unknown boys and girls who put hours and hours and hours and years into training and didn't have much money, but people, whole towns cooperated to try and help them. But I don't hear those stories as much anymore. I hear the corruption and connections, and those with money have a much better opportunity, connections. But media sometimes can play a part in that when you have a viral attempt, but it's a different game. The background stories tend to be different today. many families move, or one parent will move to another city to be with the best trainer that they think will help their particular child to win. And many prior participants speak about the sacrifice and what they give up to do this, and is it worth it? Here, many struggle for the rest of their lives because they lose the notoriety, and unless they have won a few times or have had a huge sponsorship from Nike or someone, they become unknown quickly and no longer at the top quickly, and have been doing nothing but preparing for Olympics, so they don't have the same network. So they become sometimes try to get into the journalistic or TV interviewers type positions, or really struggle. So we don't have in place anything that helps them after the Olympics. It's a huge sacrifice, and then what? So do we need the Olympics? Do they truly help promote athleticism and sportsmanship and goodwill around the world? They promote
I remember the principles of Olympics, no? It was, the important thing is not to win, it's to participate.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting to think about stopping the Olympics. I mean, the cities that compete to be the location for Olympics, very few, if any, success stories of how that investment truly paid off.
But our Sochi is very successful story. Our Sochi is very successful.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And it was mocked by Russians and others alike. But it sounds like, from what I've heard now from 3 people, that it is.
Yeah, now we have it like a beautiful resort. We like to visit it, and in very good place. So, and I think we will go soon to this place with my family, because it's a, how to say it, pearl. I don't know.
Pearl. A pearl of the country. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're the 4th person now to say this. So interesting. Resort for pronunciation. Yeah. Huh.
And what about this? About this banishment of Russian athletes? Is it applied to Winter Games also?
I don't know exactly. Yes, but those athletes who was punished, many of them punished like for the whole their life. So it's forever. It's forever. And it's very personal story for me. I shared it one in our chat. So in my swimming pool, there is an Olympic sportsman girl who trained, and she's banned by, for a company because she's Russian, so on. So it's and now she just, as I understand, she just don't know what to continue, what to do now.
I can imagine that would be personally devastating to many of the families. I see Magnus is sprawled out here. I was trying to rearrange my camera so we wouldn't see him, but he seems to want to be in the camera.
Yes, that's a problem for those people who sacrifice a lot to be elite sportman.
It's like astronaut. Yeah, right? Astros. Yeah, you preparing all your life, but you can be on the second bench. How we call it? You second team for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
And why
but
do so many of our societies make that a negative? Why is number 2 such a negative, right? It's such a cultural thing that's pretty widespread, I think. Yeah. The push for number 1. I don't have an answer for you, but I can imagine there are some interesting thoughts, and the stand that Russia takes on this could be a world lead, depending on what happens.
we will fail for sure. For sure. We never do anything good. If we can do it in the worst manner, we will do this in this worst manner. I have no doubts.
Such optimism for your country, for your country's reception around the world. I just hope we all survive and can continue to speak with each other through the next few years. Right?
I'm wondering if the sports, if the Russian athletes participate in the Olympic Games, not under the flag of Russia, would the Russian government support them? Sponsorize them?
It's a very complicated question for now. We don't have answer. No one have answers just now, because it's what people ask government. Government ask people back. So what do you think? And and it's all all the opinions are very extremists. So there is no compromise at all. People don't want to hear people from other side, because topic is very hot. We really consider that like humiliation. We don't look for compromise in that. We ask our government, no, don't support athletes. Answer strong. Make something that it will never happen again. So whenever it costs, spare no expenses.
And what about this punishment? Is it forever or only for this year?
Forever.
Forever.
I mean, for personal punishments, forever. For Russia, it's not clear. If we will be good boys, maybe sometimes at some point. No, it's a special humiliation about that. This uncertainty.
It was certainly a strong condemnation and action taken. And I don't know if it would have been the same from another strong country. I don't know. So you wonder how much the politics play behind the scenes. But the Olympic rules haven't changed. I mean, it was what everyone should have known could have happened. And as Gerard said earlier, everybody does it. I don't know how completely true that is, but not everyone is sleuthed down to really push and prove and have this type of action taken.
Yeah, because
nowadays those standards of sport is adjusted to drag sportsmen. If you clear, you have no chances at all. You will never just have a slight chance to participate. So it's already nonsense. It's already not about sport at all. It's one bio robots compete with another bio robots. So.
Yes, one thing I liked about sport is it allows people shake their hands. Like if you are an enemy country, but you go there and you play with them and you one day had, because I have an example. When I was a kid, I watched cricket match with India versus Pakistan. Indian player went to Pakistan and the Indian team won the entire series. But still, the people of Pakistan, when the players went to the restaurant, they bunch of girls went to them and they took a photographs, and they spent a whole day with them. And when they were leaving, the girls cried. I couldn't believe that when I read that newspaper. How could it possibly happen? Because the kid, we were an enemy nation. We have a conflict. We had a conflict, but that was really an eye-opener situation. So yeah, sports really unites people together.
But nowadays, the important thing are the results.
Yeah.
Good results are essential for athletes. It's not like to participate and looking nice and all the countries participating like a festival.
But how could you create something? Would it be possible to create some new world recognized something and avoid similar challenges? I'm not sure that's possible in today's society, and I think a lot of it has to do with the progress and the push from US.
One part of our activists say, let's just open another league. Let's just state the obvious. Let's forget about this drug control. It's already happened. Let's forget about this. Let's it be like legal. Let's face it. Let's face it, and let's be legal. So let's do it like a special league for that.
So if you want to take drugs, you play over here, and if you don't,
because the problem is that now it's very hypocritical. You know, it's very hypocritical. Everyone does it. Everyone does that, but it's like pretending that, you know, it's because of my, I don't know, some illness. I prepare. I get this preparate. All these things.
Another example, a clear example, are bodybuilders. They need to take drugs to be as big. These bodies with these big muscles, it's impossible without them. Only you don't need to do a test. You know, when you see this body with the muscles, you can see all the muscle, all the detail without any fat. It is impossible without drugs. And they pretend that they don't take drugs. They don't take only take proteins, vitamins, and some natural things.
Vitamins.
Okay.
Yeah. Vasant.
So what do you think about the expenses when they construct a new stadium for a game? For developed countries, they already have a huge stadium, so they don't have to build a one. But I think in Brazil, I think they spent a lot of money while they have a lot of poor economical situation inside the country. So the people were blaming the government for, why are you spending more on just one event?
As I understand it, every time people, government, investors think that they can get paid back of that, they can get some profit back, but it's a few cases of that. Most of the time, it's big expenditure. I forgot the word. Expenditure.
Expenditure. Yeah. I mean, the hope in Brazil was that they would have a result of greatly needed improved transportation infrastructure, but that didn't happen so well. I was just going to say I'd like to close early too. So thank you, Ivan. Interesting topic. Good luck with a decision. Yeah, it is a challenging topic. I like the Olympics and I don't like sports, and I struggle with this in my own mind a lot. But I'm increasingly losing my interest with Olympics because of all that we've talked about. It's not the same as what I remember from my childhood. It's like the American dream that isn't quite the same anymore.
The American nightmare.
I don't have a suggestion for how, in today's global changes, I don't have a suggestion or an idea for how to move forward with something that would lead to experiences like Vasant mentioned. Because that's why I asked the question earlier, because there have been examples of countries for the first time getting away from their own earth and to soil of another country and finding themselves overwhelmed with wow moments and connections. And I think it has been I think the Olympics have been part of getting the world to where it is today, but I'm not sure that those life-changing, heartwarming moments are really happening. Now you have people who plan to escape and leave, not go back to their countries, and use the Olympics as a way to get away from one hell and probably into a new hell. But yeah, the world is changing, and there are wonderful pathways, and I think it would be wonderful to have, maybe more often than once a year, have events that brought people together. But Olympics has worked. So yeah. Any other quick comments before we end today?
No.
Lots to think about. No?
What I wanted to say before is what Ivan said. This hypocrisy about the taking drugs. For one side, for one hand, they want don't take drugs. On the other hand, they want results.
Right.
Well, that's impossible. It's oxymoronic.
Yes. Yeah. As you said earlier, too, the Olympic supposed principles are the sportsmanship, not the winning. Yeah.
That's not true.
Somewhat lost recently. Yeah. I don't know if it's lost in participants, athletes who go without the real expectation of winning. I don't know if I haven't heard that many stories of, I mean, a lot of people participate, and only a few names that we hear about. Vasant, any last wisdom from you?
Yes, your saying just reminded me a quote from a film. If you won a silver, people will forget sooner or later, but you win gold, they will remember forever.
Nice.
And then what about bronze?
but for India, but they will remember, because the number of medals won by India was very low. So every medal is precious for us.
Yes.
Every medal counts.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy when some other country that you don't hear all the time wins, but it's not often enough. But.
In Spain also we count all the medals. No, not only all medals, all of them.
Yeah.
And I heard about Jamaica only in running races, so it is famous for them. Yeah, it's really a pride for them.
Yeah. All right, interesting topic. So thank you all And
Thank you.
talk to you soon. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.